begin in verse 9 and go through 12. It's a short section. Verse 9 through 12. As Jesus went out from there, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at the tax collector's booth. "Follow me," he told him, and Matthew got up and followed him. While Jesus was having dinner at Matthew's house, many tax collectors and sinners came and ate with him and his disciples. When the Pharisees saw this, they asked him, "Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners?" On hearing this, Jesus said, "It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. But go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice. For I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners." This morning I'd like to discuss with you something that's been weighing very heavily on my heart this week. And it's a growing problem within our churches. The problem is called spiritual atrophy. For those of you who don't know what atrophy is the withering away of your muscle. And this could be caused by your lack of use, lack of exercise, or even a disease. So likewise, our spiritual atrophy is the withering away of our spirituality, our spiritual muscle due to a lack of use. Church, we have atrophy spiritually. We have allowed ourselves to become so watered down that we've become weak and ineffective. We lack the special empathy that we once had, that special zeal, that special excitement. We no longer are interested in reaching the lost and bringing them in. We're more interested in maintaining the status quo. We come to church with a frown on our face. We sit in the same spots every Sunday, sing the same songs, but with scowls on our faces. Church, we've become what I call an inward-facing church. We're inward-facing because we're no longer looking to spread the gospel, no longer looking to save the lost. Or as the song says, we're no longer looking to bring them in. We have bought into the world's view of politically correct. We have become so afraid of hurting others' feelings that we no longer tell the truth in our homes. We no longer tell the truth in our church, at our work, in our friendships. We act as if the crucifixion holds no meaning. We act as if Satan has won. As if we've been beaten, or even worse, as if we have surrendered. Family, we've taken a whole meaning of meekness to an extreme level. We walk around with our heads down, not making eye contact. We act as if we're an old dog that's been beaten his whole life. We speak only when spoken to, if then. We never initiate a conversation because we're afraid that we will be made fun of. Because Satan has told the world and us that we cannot tell people that Jesus is the way to salvation. If someone had an illness in your family and you knew how to cure it, would you not go to that person and try to cure that illness? Or tell them that there is a better way, that they can cure themselves? Church, we've become too passive. Matthew 28, 16 to 19, which is the Great Commission, calls us to be bold. We are to proclaim God's gospel, Jesus' gospel, in all things as we go through our day, no matter what happens. We are to count it all joy. When was the last time you were sitting at the beauty shop, or guys in the barber shop, and you leaned over at the person next to you and told them Jesus loves you? When was the last time you reached out to someone hurting and invited them to attend a Bible study? Or stopped and noticed the man living in his car, or the man sleeping on the bench outside the courthouse, and have a conversation with that person and really listen to their story. When was the last time you showed someone who you didn't know that you cared for them? You see, in the passage we read, Jesus sat and ate with what we would call the dregs of society. The prostitutes, the tax collectors, the Samaritans, you and me. Church, we are called to this same standard. The world is hurting right now. Our rights, the very rights that our Constitution guarantees, are being eroded by our Creator, endowed by our Creator, are being eroded away. We're being told that what we can and cannot say, what we can and cannot wear. The information that we get today is being filtered and twisted in a way that the world has never seen. We are being pitted brother against brother, moms against sons, daughters against fathers, and yes, believers against believers. And yes, church, we are actually being told what we can and cannot believe. I stand before you today with the good news. Church, we have the answer for all of this. We know the one who heals our wounds, who can patch us back together, who can put our feet back on the ground. Church, it's time for the Church of Jesus Christ to stand up, unite, right what is wrong, the stuff that Satan has put in our lives. It's time that we realize that when we leave this building, that we are going into the mission field, and we are all missionaries. It's time for us as a body of believers to rise up and tell the world that what we see happening is wrong. That we're not going to put up with the nonsense that's been happening from our leaders, whether in Congress, on the state level, in our churches, in our homes, in our work. If it's wrong, speak up. It's time for a new day. It's time for a new Christian. It's time for a new you. Now maybe you're here today and you'd like to know how you can shed the cloak of timidity and become bolder in your faith. Or maybe you're looking for a church home. Maybe you feel like things in your life that are holding you back from becoming bolder in your faith. Maybe you need to go to the spiritual gym and rebuild your spiritual muscles. Whatever your need, we want to pray with you. We want to stand beside you. We want to walk that path that you have with you. These past 2 Sundays, I couldn't help but feel like there was someone that was supposed to come forward. Please don't hold back. If you need to come forward, let Jesus guide your feet. Today I'll be down in front praying. If you need to join me, please come. If you don't need to come for yourself, come pray with me. Come pray for me. Come pray for our church. Come pray for our communities. Come pray for our elders. Whatever the reason you come to pray, just come. guess we prayed the covering off the light.
I was just saying, Jesus saying, I'm the light.
Neil, would you close us in prayer, please?
Lord, I want to thank you for this message that we heard today, Lord. I pray that each and every one of us can take this and apply it to our lives, that our spiritual atrophy will grow from atrophy to a muscle that's stronger than ever before, Lord. I pray that each and every one of us will draw near to you, Lord, that you will set a light, a path for us to follow, Lord, and we will not waver. We will not take our eyes off you. I thank you for each and every person here today, Lord. I pray that you'll keep them safe as they go through this week, Lord, and bring them all back here next week. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
And guys, don't forget, we still got the sign-up sheet for the Valentine's Supper.